Hello, and welcome back to another week of art. This week we're going to talk about repurposed art, also known as ready-made art. Our goals today are: I can create a sculpture form out of different materials in my house, and I can explain how found object art began, as well as why it is an important art history event. Our vocabulary for today is found object art, ready-made art, art movement, Dadaism, and repurpose. Found object art is the creation of a piece of art made from objects that already exist. The art itself is putting those pieces together. Other names for this art can be recycle art, repurposed art, or ready-made art. Recycled art has to do with taking objects we would normally throw away and making something from them. For example, taking Kleenex boxes and making them into monster faces. Repurposed art means something as in taking something that already exists and give it a new purpose or reason for existing. That could be taking plastic bottles and making them into a chandelier. Lastly, ready-made art comes from the early 1900s, which is about 100 years ago. One of the artists who is well known for this type of art is Marcel Duchamp. Marcel Duchamp is an artist who is known for the art movement of Dadaism. Dadaism is all about breaking the rules of art and making fun of the expectations of perfection that the art world had been focusing on for so many years. Dadaism challenges this idea by taking objects that were already created, like for example a bike wheel attached to a stool, and calling it art. This clearly caused upset in the art world because it is so different from the way art had been. Before, sculptures were formed from molds using clay or plaster, or by carving out blocks of stone or metal. The idea that you could create something from pre-existing objects opened so many doors. It allowed artists to build forms they might not have been able to previously because of the materials available. This only grew with the increased use of packaging and plastics that we see today. Many artists use repurposed materials in their work to help go green and give another purpose to the objects that otherwise would be in dumps, or in our oceans, or even on the side of the road. What we're going to focus on today is creating sculptures, also known as 3D forms, out of recycled materials. Some examples of materials you could use are cardboard boxes, newspaper, empty plastic bottles and bottle caps, regular paper, magazines, or anything your family is going to throw away. You can make your 3D form look like a specific idea, or you can make it abstract and just kind of focus on the patterns and designs that you could put on it. Something that is helpful is to focus on the idea of the elements of art we learned last week. Remember, those elements are lines, shapes, colors, the lightness or darkness of color, textures, the space around your form, and the form itself. For example, if you use bottle caps, does the color of the cap matter to your form? If you use something like a magazine or paper, how do the lines of the words change the texture of your form? Remember, you should be safe with your materials as you create your art. If you want a shape but it's hard to cut out, you could ask for an adult to help, or perhaps maybe try to make the shape out of a different material that would be easier to cut. Once you have created your repurposed form, take a picture from above, as well as a picture from the side, and upload these images to the activity. I'd like you to take 2 pictures so that we could see the form in a couple different angles. There's also a second slide that I want you to tell me about the elements you see in your form. Do you see a lot of color, a lot of shapes, a lot of lines? Let me know. Once you have your 2 pictures of your form, as well as your response, you can submit your activity. That is all that I have for you today. Have a great day, and I will see you later. Bye!